My apologies. I guess we got disconnected a bit earlier. Whoa. Right? We got disconnected. Okay. So collective, I'll tell you this. If you're weak, don't listen to this. If you feel like you don't feel like crying, don't listen to it. Don't. Right? You don't need to listen to it. Right? This is for the ones that survive things you probably never spoke to anybody about. Let me just let everybody know we're live on here. This is for the people who survived things that should have destroyed you. This is for the people who survived things that you probably never thought would happen to you, number one. Number two, this is for the people that survived things that you felt, damn, like I was never equipped for that, but somehow I'm still standing. Somehow I'm still here, right? This is for those people, okay? This is for those people, all right? I just want you guys to know that. And this is also for the people who fought really, really hard to become better versions of themselves, right? For the people who truly fought so hard, right? You fought hard so that you could get to where you're at, right? You fought hard for that home. You fought hard for your family to be safe, right? You fought hard just to be recognized by those who deserved your recognition for certain reasons, right? You fought hard. And I think you fought harder than most people thought you would ever fight, correct? Right? That's what I'm picking up. I'm not even shuffling the cards yet. I'm just sharing the live to my TikTok, right? And again, you had to rebuild from scratch. You had to rebuild from the bottom up, meaning you had nothing. Nothing. Nada. You had nothing. There was no way to rebuild. How could you rebuild when there's nothing there? So you fought and you fought and you fought. And this is for the people that went through stuff that should have destroyed you, should have completely brought you down to your knees. That's for you, right? That's for you. And you know what? I'll tell you one thing right now. Excuse me. While you were fighting, as you were brought to your knees, the people around you, they remained committed to just misunderstand. They never stepped in to save you. They never stepped in to help you. They never stepped in and said, hey, I see you seem like you're falling apart. Can I get you something? You want to go get dinner? No. The nights you laid up crying, right? The nights you laid up not knowing if you were going to get accepted to that apartment, not knowing if you would be sleeping in your car, not knowing if your children would have diapers tomorrow, not knowing if your husband, your wife are happy enough that, to be with somebody who's in a moment where they're struggling in their life, right? So your insecurities will creep up on you. Your mind will play games with you, right? What is going on here? Right? And these things that you survived, not only should you survive things that should have destroyed you and the people you were with, right? So if you've had to rebuild in silence while everybody just ignored you, this is for the people that had to isolate, because every time they let somebody close, the energy got weird. And some of you guys, you've been through hell for the past couple of years. Real hell. Not social media hell. Not social media sadness. Not fake, I'm healing energy. I'm talking about heartbreak hell that changed your nervous system, whether it was a death in the family. I'm talking incarceration, abandonment. I'm talking you people who lost their grip. I'm talking losing your home, losing your family, losing your status, losing your job, losing your confidence, I'm talking waking up some mornings not even recognizing who the fuck you became trying to survive. And the crazy part is these people that judged you, were right there. And instead of judging you while you were fighting for your life, they judged your isolation. Oh yeah, she or he pushed away. They don't really fuck with us somewhere because they think they're better, right? Or they judged your anger. Oh, this one's always angry, right? They judged you being tired and exhausted. They judged your silence, but nobody asked what happened to you. Nobody asked how much betrayal your heart had absorbed before it finally shut down, right? Nobody. None of these people asked you that. Many nights you cried yourself to sleep. And nobody, maybe even your own husband, wife, many people use your kindness as a weapon against you, collective. And let me tell you something, you're entering a season, we're going to get to the cards, I got you with that. Many of you, you're entering a season where right now, people are finally being forced to see what they did to you, how they betrayed you, how they hurt you, why they hurt you. Right, collective? And right now, what they're seeing, they're being haunted by the version of you they destroyed. Because some of y'all were genuine, loving people, pure-hearted people, protected people, loyal people. Some of you spent your last dollar on some of these people. You would have defended people behind closed doors. Why? Because you carried people emotionally while you yourself were drowning. No life raft, no life jacket, no helicopter coming to save you. You were drowning yourself. And what did these people do? They still betrayed you. And now look at them. Now they're watching, and they're watching you evolve into somebody they can no longer control. Never mind control, somebody they can no longer recognize. And that's the part that scares them. We're going to get to it. Angels, ancestors, spirit guides, please come through for the highest good. For those that are watching, people watching at home, from around, anywhere in the world, friends, family, strangers, whoever, don't matter who you are, rich, poor, broke, doesn't matter. Whoever's watching, you're meant to watch it, right? It's meant, the universe put this in your face for a reason, because you're going to relate to it. So I'm channeling the energy, and I ask my angels and ancestors to channel the energy for the people that are here. So come through, angel spirit guides, with peace, abundance, protection, and light. And I ask the angel of the white light to guide us through this reading. Use me as a vessel to deliver these messages for the people that need it, to heal today and moving forward, right? So you carried these people while you were drowning, right? That's the part that scares them. See, when you were wounded, it was easier when you doubted yourself. It was. It was easier when you kept begging for closure. It was easier when you kept giving people access. Yeah, come over. Yeah, sure, of course, yes. Never saying no. You barely speak. Now, you move different. Why? Because now you have discernment. You're able to look and say, oh, okay, that seems right. That seems right. And that is terrifying for them. Why? Because your intuition got sharper. Why? Because of the pain you went through. I know I have candy stains. I don't care. Right? And I'm telling you, some of you have become so spiritually untouchable because suffering taught you how to see through people instantly. Especially those who are already gifted. You can feel manipulation before it's even planned in the subconscious. Right? I have my charger in, so this is holding on for dear life. Right? Right? And people hate that. There's so much resentment now against your energy. Why? They hate that they can't play with your mind no more. Right? Somebody's realizing they lost access to a very important soul. And that soul is you. They thought they had time. They thought you would always stay soft toward them. They thought you'd always forgive them. Oh, a couple months will go by, they'll feel better. They thought they could keep hurting you while you stayed loyal. No. Something snapped in you. It snapped. And now people are realizing there's a version of you they really truly never met. Ever. Ever. And they're meeting the version of you that survived the grief. Right? The version of you that doesn't chase anybody. Right? The version of you that doesn't overextend, over-explain, blame. Right? The version of you that doesn't need validation. Because you're realizing, why did I need validation from these people? Was I Was there something wrong in my brain? You look at your wife, your husband, babe, was something wrong with me? Why did I want to get validation from this person or those people for so long? For what? Who are they? A lot of you have to learn the hard way that not everybody deserves access to your spirit. Okay? Your spirit is your spirit. And some people only came around to feed off of your light. Some people loved your healing energy, but they hated your growth. I don't know why this keeps popping up. Hold on, not on the cards. I don't know why this keeps popping up. Excuse me. I don't want to lose control. I don't know why I'm channeling that song. Some of you guys lost control, right? Some of you guys lost control, right? You did, right? And some of these people, they wanted your support. They wanted your help, but they secretly prayed you would never surpass them. And that's why isolation became necessary, collective, because you had to pull back. Your isolation wasn't a punishment, right? It wasn't. It was protection, because your next level, what you're stepping into next, it requires discernment. And some of you are entering wealth now. And you know when you feel it. Real wealth. I'm not talking fake flashy wealth. I'm not talking let me go look good. No. I'm talking wealth where you wake up and you dress like a bum, right? With your hoodies, jeans, sweats, oversized sweats, hair in a bun, but got 10 mil in the bank. Wealth. I'm talking stability wealth, peace wealth, protection. When I say wealth, it's not always financial. Wealth is waking up in the morning in peace. Wealth is, for example, me living on the first floor. My windows are always open. I'm not worried about nobody flying through my window because I own something. That's wealth, a form of it, right? Influence, right? A completely different lifestyle, wealth. That's what I'm talking about when I say wealth. It's not always money. But of course, with that comes tied to money. And some people are nervous because they know they mishandled you before this blessing arrived or is about to arrive. And look, I was channeling. Let's get into the cards because I guarantee you the cards will confirm it. Thank you, angels. Right? You're becoming unrecognizable to these people. Why? Because you're focusing on you, your family. You're focusing on your woman, your man, your children. You're not worried about external hoes. When I say hoes, I mean men and women, right? All of them. They're all hoes. Right? And people, they're nervous because they're watching. Not there. There's somebody watching your globe from a distance right now. And they're sick to their stomach because they remember how they treated you when you were struggling. They remember ignoring you. They remember abandoning you. They remember talking down on your dreams. They remember it clearly. They do. I promise they do. YouTube's giving me a hard time. I really hope this is live. Let's see. Right? These people abandoned you when you needed them. They weren't there. They remember when you were struggling, right? They were. It's a collective live reading for those who found it. It's about growth. It's about you. If you're here, it's for you. You were led here by spirit, right? So, okay. How are you? Good. Thank you for being here, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. I like you too. If you like me, subscribe and hit that heart. Right? So wealth comes in the form of protection, right? A new lifestyle. People aren't nervous because they know they mishandled you. But I'm telling you right now, there's somebody. Let's have the cards speak. So, I mean, I channel when I channel. I don't control it, but I'm going to tell you right now, this is somebody very sneaky, right? They operate under the moon. They do things in the shadows behind your back, right? This is somebody who looks like they smile at your face. So, hi, beautiful. Oh my God, your hair looks so good, girl. And then turns around, calls up her other girl, and just dragged your name through shit, not mud. That's who you got watching you. And they're sick, very sick to their stomach. Like I said, because they remember when you were down and they looked at you and they laughed. They never offered not even that much help. They remember, all they could remember is abandoning you. Right? They abandoned you. They abandoned your light. They abandoned your love. They abandoned what you gave. They remember. Right? They remember making you feel crazy while you were trying to heal. Now they see you leveling up and they can't stop watching, collective. There's also something almost here about addiction, recovery. Somebody underestimated how powerful your comeback story was going to be. Collective, please. Look at that, collective. 6 of Wands for collective. You can't make this up, collective. You can't make this up. I wasn't there because I passed out. Thank you, Rick, my boy. If you're watching still, shout out to Rick. My boy, he's a Pisces, I believe. My sister's sign. I was there, I was sleeping. I gave you a time frame. I gave you a time. You arrived way past that time. What did you expect? I'm going to stay up and wait for... No, I'm just going to... Right? Now, let's see what this person's feeling. They're watching you. Look at this person on their horse. You're entering an era of public recognition. You're entering an era where you're going to be seen for exactly who you are. Right? You are. And your comeback story is going to be huge because a lot of you guys, you actually really battled real demons. You did. Really. Some of you had addictions nobody knew about. Some of you were self-medicating because of heartbreak. It may not be heartbreak from a love. It could be heartbreak from several things. Right? Some of you were self-medicating because you knew you had to step into a path that requires much more strength to overcome those energy vampires and demons. And some of you weren't even addicts. Some of you just returned to these vices to bypass the pain. Everything I'm saying is being put into this text. Okay, great. My mailbox is open and I'm home right now. I'm actually working, so I'm home whenever you arrive. I'll be here till the next 2 hours. Right? Let me make sure YouTube still has it functioning. Right, guys? Right? They underestimated how powerful you would come back after this. And now they're watching. Look at this. They know you're destined for recognition. They know that. They can't stop it. Right? But they don't know about what you fought. Like I said, some of you, I keep hearing addiction. Some of you are self-medicating because you didn't know how to handle the depth of the pain you felt. It's like, you either, what do? Do I jump off a cliff, a bridge? Do I just medicate? Like, right? Some of you were trying to numb the abandonment trauma. Some of you were trying to survive environments that were destroying your soul, right? And you stayed. That didn't fly out by accident, right? You stayed because you wanted to keep working on things that once thought or gave you the illusion of safety, because it's all you knew, right? Some of you were trying to survive environments that were like a golden cage, pretty on the outside, inviting, glittery, but on the inside, destructive, right? You're realizing and have realized, some of you knew from the get, that these were environments that you knew your soul couldn't heal in. You knew that, right? And I'm hearing, why does this thing keep popping up? I'm hearing this very strongly. Why does this pop up? I'm hearing this very strongly. Environments that shattered your heart. And I'm hearing this very strongly. You're not who you were during survival mode. When you were in survival mode, that's not who you are. You're not who you were in survival mode. Because some of you carry shame from different versions of yourself that were just trying not to collapse at the time. That time is gone. It's okay to put the weapon down. It's okay to put your guard down. Yes, you're carrying grief and heartbreak. You are. And Spirit's saying, stop identifying with that wreckage because your future is bigger than the lowest moment you had in your life. Your future is way bigger than that. Bigger, collective. I don't know why I keep seeing, even before the video shut down, I keep seeing incarceration. Maybe some of you were incarcerated. Maybe you felt incarcerated due to the sheer pain and the magnitude of it. Right? Maybe you lost somebody you loved to incarceration, that you loved deeply, right? Either somebody around you is incarcerated, was incarcerated, or you understand what it feels like to lose freedom somehow. And that's what's crazy, is that experience humbled you in a way that made your spirit stronger. Right? And I want another card for the collective. Can we subscribe, like, and share, y'all? And send some hearts, like, something? Queen of Pentacles, right? Yeah, it's collective. You're rising out of this moon energy, right? You are. Because you know you're the Queen of Pentacles. You might have been dealing with a water sign or earth sign. You might have those in your chart strongly, right? Whatever this was, this feeling of incarceration, imprisonment, sirens, right? You hear the sirens? So somebody was incarcerated here, right? This experience humbled you in a way that made your spirit stronger. See, pain either hardens people and turns them into monsters, or pain refines them into the most beautiful, wise souls you'll ever encounter. And collective, you became wise, right? You became emotionally intelligent. You became so enmeshed. You became so enmeshed in your growth, in your health, in doing what you knew you needed to do was correct, right? That your spirit got stronger. Right? Look at that. You knew how far away at the time the light was. You knew the sun was out there, but you weren't directly under its rays, right? But you fought, you put in the work, right? You put in this hard work, this grueling hard work, flaw and pain. Some of you woke up with heartbreak every morning, right? And you still did it. You didn't stop. You refused to stop. You became wiser. You became harder to manipulate because of this. You became emotionally intelligent. You became strategic. Excuse me. I don't know what's going on with this app. Right? You became strategic. Now you could read people before people even speak. Right? Before people even speak. This live is about the collective energy I'm picking up. Right? Overcoming, moving forward. Right? Leaving behind the person you thought was your person, for some of you. Leaving behind the pain. The importance of walking away from clutter, confusion, chaos, so that you allow room for the light to come in. This light, right? This light can't shine down on you if it's being blocked by constant heartbreak, right? Yeah. That's why your presence now, it intimidates weak people. Right, collective? Your energy, collective, has become heavy. Not negative heavy, there's a difference. Heavy as in experience, heavy, seasoned. Heavy spiritually. Right? Heavy means your soul carries stories most people wouldn't survive. You've seen things most people couldn't stomach. And people could feel that when you walk into a room. They could feel that. right? They could definitely feel that. They could really, 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 truly, truly feel that, right? I really don't know what's happening here, right? They feel it. Remember, not the heavy when you walk into a room as in annoying or drama. No, I mean heavy as in I've been through shit. I've been through a lot. But it didn't break me. It refined me. It organized me. It made me better at who I am and at what I do. Again, you carry stories that people could only read about in a book. Right? You carry stories most people, if you were to share it, wouldn't even believe you survived it. People can feel that. They can feel it. Right? That's why now when you walk into a room, some people stare at you weird, right? Right? They're like, they project onto you immediately, right? That's why jealous people become uncomfortable around you, because jealous people, they rely on masks. So when you walk into a room, notice the person that first kind of just moves away from you, around you. That's the one. Right? Your energy exposes their masks. Guys. Thank you, Chinea. Thank you, Adila. Thank you, Manon. Forever. Thank you, my love. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you. Right? Your energy makes people's masks fall right off. But your energy exposes masks because you've suffered enough to recognize fake love instantly. And that's how Spirit is teaching you. It's teaching you selectiveness, how to be selective with certain people, certain energy. What is going on today? Right? And I know some of you guys still struggle with guilt about that. But listen carefully. You have to understand something. You cannot carry wounded people or the people who wounded you into your next season if they're committed to staying broken. And it's not your job to save people. It's not your job to, let me help them heal. Well, I know I've been through the same thing and I know exactly what to do because I know they'll come out of it. It's not your job. And you don't know what they're going to come out of. Some people enjoy chaos. Some people, they enjoy chaos. Some people, they're committed to staying broken. Some people enjoy victimhood. They love being victim. Oh, I was raped and kidnapped and tied to a tree. Okay. Maybe I was too. Maybe the collective was too. Some people enjoy dysfunction, right? And some people only feel powerful when they're draining others, right? You've been saying to yourself, I see, right? You've been manifesting your financial opportunities. You've been really focusing on the things that you desire. So you pulled your energy back, right? And you've walked away, I see, from a lot of the things that were pulling you down. You've walked away from people who were overcommitted to being disorganized, right? You walked away from people who couldn't prioritize. They were half balanced, half overwhelmed, half balanced, half fucked up. You walked away from that. Some people only enjoy that chaos, guys, like I said. And some people will only feel powerful when they're draining not just you, but everybody around them. And you finally stop volunteering yourself to for that scatteredness or that scattered energy, right? Let me get this off. Right? You stop volunteering to be a part of that. Oh, 1 second. I don't know what's up with this. Right? You stopped. You stopped. Right? You stopped. Right? And you finally stopped putting yourself in situations where you knew, hey, being around these people could change everything. I don't want to be around these people. I wish them well, but I just can't be around them, right? And you have to understand, some people will only ever feel strong when they're draining you. And they may not be draining you intentionally. It's not like they're sitting there with their notepad and saying, oh, well, Peter's coming over today and Rob, and let me find out some ways of how I could drain them when they're over at my barbecue. That's not how that works. Some people unconsciously drain you. Oh, my love. Shout out to my girl, Caitlin, my beautiful love. If she's still watching, she may be, she may not be, but she will in the future, hopefully. Huge shout out to Caitlin, my beautiful soul, who is just someone who you don't meet every day. Right? And I'll tell you this, collective, there's somebody here that regrets not protecting you. This person sees that you were never the problem. They see the lies now. They see the manipulation now. They see the jealousy now. But it's too late. Why? Because your energy has already outgrown this person. Right? You've outgrown them. You've outgrown them. Right? What is on God's green earth is happening here? Right? You've outgrown these people. The Spirit's saying, focus on your long-term view. Stop looking back at, well, I put 10 years into this friendship. I put 5 years into this best friendship. I put 6 years into this job. I can't just say goodbye. I've known this person since we were kids. Who the fuck cares? Because people around you are seeing the lies these people spread about you. People around you are seeing the manipulation that took place to undermine you. Again, you've outgrown that. And that's why this person and their people keep replaying memories. Right? Of you. Them. The memories of you guys in their head. The way they loved you. The way you loved them. The way you defended them. The way you showed up for them. They didn't understand your value when they had access to you. Now your absence is teaching them something very profound. That, number one, a cycle here is closed. Completo. Finita la música. That's karma, not revenge. Not hatred, not consequences, collective. I'm also seeing a major, a lot of you were in poverty, spiritual, yes, 100%, but financial. And I feel like you're stepping into this place of realizing, wait, I control my wealth. I control my money. I have the tools. I have the tools for what it takes to step forward, move up. These people, they never understand the way you showed them or showed up for them. They didn't understand your value when you were there. Right? And after a long, grueling season of struggle, a lot of you guys had to survive real trauma, especially around money. Okay? You're afraid to relax because life trained you to expect disaster. Oh, well, if I do that, it's going to fuck up. Oh, well, whenever I do stuff like that, it always ends in loss. Every time I invest, it's like I just end up broke. You got to get that. You got to change your self-concept. That programming, those words that carry vibrations, your whole body, when you say a word, they vibrate. They carry frequencies that your every organ, every atom in your body feels. Remember, you're in a movie. This is a projector, right? This is a little film that's rolling. What script are you putting in your brain every morning? Are you waking up and saying, oh, fuck, another day? Oh, man, this day's going to suck. Or are you waking up and saying, you know what? I'm blessed, I'm breathing. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Buddha, Jesus, Muhammad, Mary, all of them. Thank you. You're afraid to relax because you're always trained to expect the worst. You're afraid to trust. You're afraid to trust. You're afraid to trust peace. Because why? Chaos became familiar. Right? The ups and downs, the highs, the lows, the guessing, the I don't knows, the what ifs. It was like an adrenaline drug. What is Spirit showing us, though? Spirit's showing us that you're now realizing you have the tools to create the very life you want. You have the tools to tell yourself, I'm going to stop expecting the worst, even if I feel that this 100 times. Where do you think billionaires come from? Billionaires come from failure. They failed more times than all of us put together. That's where billionaires come from. They try, invest, fuck up, lose it all, get back up and do it again. Get back up and do it again. Get back up and do it again. That's why they're billionaires. A lot of you have survival trauma around money. You're afraid to just chill out. But I do see an elevation and energy around you. Can we confirm that? Yeah, you're see, this hoarding of resources, saving, latching on to every penny and everything you have because of the negative thoughts. You have these, you've been so conditioned to have these self-imprisoned restrictions. Like, I can't do that. That's not for me. I don't deserve that. There's no way I could accomplish that. So you hoard what you have, right? Your money, you hoard it. Guys, money is energy, guys. Money can't flow if it's being hoarded. Energy only flows when it's allowed to be released and do what it does. When you give, it comes back. It's a law of the universal law. You're afraid to trust because I'm saying you lost trust in the people who are supposed to love you. But once you let go, once you step out of this Eight of Swords, guys, I see business opportunities coming forward. I see people truly stepping in for you, people seeing you, people helping you, people wanting to be there for you. I see people who are going to want to support what you're doing, actually, right? I see people who are going to want to actually involve themselves in what you're doing and find a way to maybe be a part of that blessing, be a part of what it is that you're building, right? People who are saying, you know what, like John, Maria, Anna, I see them changing. I see them growing. I see them, they've been through a lot, but I see them stepping up right now. Like, maybe I should, surround myself with them again. Because, I'm in a different space. Maybe we could collaborate and, I don't know, just be friends or whatever. Anything. Right? But there's elevate. Sorry, this thing's about to tip over. Let's put this one. Right? Somebody would like to purchase me a stand for an iPad. Somebody very loving and generous. That would be amazing. I know there's a lot of generous people watching right now. Well, one right now, more will watch later. Right? I'm just trying to really see. What is this? Trying to get my microphone working. Right? But again, guys, these are people who you held doors open. You held your heart open for people who these people were committed to misunderstanding you. Why? Because they had no interest in seeing you grow. They had no interest in seeing you rise above them. They didn't care about that, guys. That's what a lot of you are learning now. That's why this magician came out. Hermit, right? Some of you are dealing with a Virgo. Excuse me, right? Some of you are dealing with a Virgo, right? I like you too. Thank you for the sweet comment. Hit the heart button, guys. Show some love, right? A lot of these people, when you got angry, they judged you for being angry. When you were exhausted and just needed rest, they judged you for being tired. Oh, she's tired all the time. She just wants to rest and do nothing with her life. Can you imagine living like that? Can you imagine being so depressed and down when the very person who was saying that was the actual source of your down and depressionness? Right? They were orchestrating your depression, your downfall, right? And they sat and would say, "Oh, she or he just sits around and does nothing. They're never motivated." Well, maybe it's because you. Who knows? What did you do? Did you put a spell on them? Did you shove them in your freezer while smiling at them and having them eat your plate of food? Right? Did you have them over for a friend's giving and then bash them after they walked out your door? Is that why? You know who you are, Collective. And Collective, they know who you are. Again, this applies to everybody watching. You could be in Africa. You could be in Pakistan. Doesn't matter. This message is meant to find you. Right? They judged you when you got quiet. They judged you when you were silent. Oh, she's quiet now. She doesn't come around now. Because he or she thinks they're better. But what nobody asked was, what happened to Sierra? What happened to Mark? What happened to Nicole? What happened to Harry? What happened to, I don't know, Gianna, any name. Right? So review: the second is significant, 9 is significant, 6 is significant, 6 is significant, 9 again, 10, 5, 5, 1, 10. So a lot of 10s, a lot of 9s. 10, 9. September is significant. Right? Could have been married, engaged, birthdays. Your friends or family, or your person may have that on their chart. Right? They judged you, but never asked what happened. Never. That one. Never. They watched you disappointed. Disappointed to the point of you needing to walk away. And what do? They didn't care. They juggled you with whatever else they were doing. Right? Nobody asked you how much betrayal your heart had to absorb. Right? Before it finally just shut down and forced you to walk. Nobody asked how many nights you cried yourself to sleep. Thinking, wondering, why do I feel this way? Why is it that the people I gave so much to aren't here now? Why? Because those are the very people that you were there for, you. Those are the very people who are the reason you are in your bed depressed and crying. Right? That's why they're not showing up. They are the source. Right? The ones who hide. And a lot of these people, let me tell you something. You were forced to walk away and go into deep, deep rest and reflection. You were forced to. Right? You were forced to. Many nights when you would cry yourself to sleep, you would still watch these people use your kindness as a weapon. Right? As a weapon. That's why does this keep popping up? Right, Collective? A lot of these people are finally being forced to see what they did to you. And let me tell you something. It's not pretty. It's not cute. And a lot of them don't like what they're seeing. Because these people are being haunted of the you they destroyed. Because some of y'all were genuinely loving people. Some of you were genuinely pure-hearted people. Protective people. Caring people. Loyal people. You would have given your last dollar to some of these people. You would have defended people behind closed doors. You carried people emotionally. And people still betrayed you. Those very people. And now look at them. They're watching you evolve. And they're watching you evolve into somebody they don't even recognize. Why? Because, one, that's the part that scares them the most. Two, you see, it was easier when you were wounded. It was easier when you were stuck. It was easier when you were needed something. It was easier when you were broken to control you. That's the part that scares them the most. Because it was easier when you kept begging for help or closure. Right? It was easier when you kept giving people access to your energy, access to your resources, or whatever it was. Now you barely speak. Monitoring spirit, leave. Monitoring spirit, leave. Monitoring spirit, leave. Right? Now you barely speak because you move different. Your discernment is terrifying to them because you know what time you clock it before the clock ticks. Before the clock ticks, you got to clock. Like Molly. You know Molly? Uses her legs on the clock. What was her name? Molly? Does anybody know? Somebody type it. Right? Guys, they're terrified. Because your intuition got sharper. You know how? Your intuition got sharper through pain. Collective. I'm telling you. Some of you have become spiritually untouchable because suffering taught you how to see through people instantly. Suffering taught you how to see through. You could walk into a room and know exactly what's happening before you even take your first breath. Oh yeah, that's you. That's you. That is you, right? You can feel manipulation immediately now. You can feel jealousy like that. Bang! He's jealous, she's jealous, they're jealous. You feel it. They can't hide it behind a fake smile. They can't. They can't. And they're terrified because some of you have become spiritually untouchable. Not because you're a warlock or a witch or something. Some of you are the anointed. Some of you are chosen. But you're untouchable because suffering taught you how to see through people instantly. Right? You can feel hidden resentment in a second. I don't care if they're smiling at you. They could be handing you a Birkin and saying, "Here, babe, happy birthday. Here's 50K." You can feel the resentment. You can feel the jealousy. You can. You can. I don't know why this is messing with me. I have bullet points up, so, and I have my cards, so I'm just trying to, whatever, we'll work with it, right? Yeah. Two of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, strength. Do you guys hear me clearly? If somebody could tell me that would be great. Anybody? Give me some sign, like something, that you hear the microphone. Right? These people thought you would always stay soft and loyal and loving toward them. They always thought, oh, Maria will forgive me. Amanda will forgive me. Joseph will forgive me. Danny will forgive me. Joanna will come back. They thought they could keep hurting you while you stayed loyal. No. Like I said before, something in you snapped. Like these two, I'm seeing those big thick chains that anchor the big boats when they dock, and the chain snapped violently. Something happened in you, and now people are meeting the version of you that survived the grief. They're meeting the version of you that doesn't chase anymore. It doesn't chase nobody. They're meeting the version of you that simply doesn't care. That simply won't and doesn't care about over-explaining. You don't care about over-explaining. Oh, why? I don't owe you an explanation. Would you like to believe that rumor? Have fun with it. Bye. Enjoy the rumor. Oh, I heard that I was told by Mary Lou and Joseph that I heard that you went there and did. Okay, have a great day. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Could you walk away, please? Thanks. Bye. That's the version of you they're meeting. You're not over-explaining anymore. You don't need validation anymore. That's just how it is. You don't. You don't need validation. This app is really making me a little nuts right now. Right? You don't need validation from people who, like I said, something happened in you. Something did happen in you. Something just snapped. Right? You're not over-explaining your reasonings, your hows, your whys. You're not giving your energy away for free because you're realizing your energy is currency. Your energy and your time is the most expensive thing you could give to anybody. Your family, your friends, anybody. You're not chasing anymore. You're not. There's nothing to chase. You're not being... What are you chasing? For what? There's nothing to chase. You're realizing you are your own sovereign being. And these people are meeting a version of you that doesn't need validation, especially. That's a big one. A lot of you had to learn the hard way that not everybody deserves access to your spirit. They don't. Some people only came around to feed off of that energy, right? To feed off of your light, right? To feed off of your healing energy. But hated seeing you rise and glow or get a win or get a new job. They hated that. Why? Because they hated themselves. You were mirroring what they were lacking. So instead of supporting you and teaming up with you and learning from you, their pridefulness, their ego, their wounds were in control. Right? And guys, these illusions they've cast upon you, okay, you are walking away from anything or anybody that tries to confuse you, tries to steer you, tries to get you off the path that you're on. And I'm telling you right now, you will encounter these people again in different versions, shapes, or forms, and they're going to try to put up all these false little illusions right in front of you. Right? They'll give you choices, right? Just to be around you. Some people wanted your support. They wanted your support so bad. But secretly they prayed to God, Muhammad, Moses. They prayed to Buddha. They prayed to the devil. They prayed to, what's his name? All of them. They prayed so hard that you would never rise above them. That's why isolation became necessary. And remember, this isolation was not punishment. Isolation was spirit simply saying, we see what you've been through, the wounded warrior. And we're making sure you are leaving these people, these environments, as fast as you could think or blink. Because this is not the you that's going to attract wealth and abundance. Right? We've all been the wounded warrior. And this is your energy. You've been through a lot, collective. But your isolation was not punishment. Why? Because your next level, again, it's going to require you to be very discerning. You're not going to have time to juggle. Let me hold on to this toxic friend and keep... No. You got to pick a path, Mr., Mrs. It's not, let me keep this toxic friend and then I'll still hang out with my new $1 billion friend. No. There's no more juggling. Because your next level, the discernment it requires, in order for you to attract and enter that, well, you're already entering the era of wealth, real wealth. And I said it before, not flashy wealth. I mean wealth as in peace of mind, less anxiety wealth, sleeping, waking up and feeling calm wealth, right? Waking up to a text that says, good morning, friend. Good morning, love. Good morning. How's your day? Hope you have a beautiful day. Stability wealth. Bills paid on time wealth. That's what you're stepping into right now. But again, don't block your blessings, okay, by allowing these jugglers to come back in. Where is it? Where's my 7 of Cups? Somewhere there. Here it is. Don't let these people, because they will. They're going to come back and show you glitter and gold. Here, love. Here, babe. Check this out. Look what I got for you. I got you a ticket to, I don't know. I got you, I don't know. Whatever. I got you that plastic surgery you've always wanted. Let's go. You ready? It's all paid for. Don't fall for that. Because remember, when you were isolated, it was protection. It was protection. And you know it's protection. I don't know why this thing keeps messing with me. I really don't. Somebody here speaks Spanish, or you might be dealing with somebody who speaks Spanish. Yeah. But collective, what's happening now is people are seeing you as the wound. They know you're the wounded warrior, right? And these are people you've known for a long time. These are friends and family members. I mean, well, friends, lovers that you may have known well over 6 years, 6 months. June is significant for somebody here. Could be your birthday in June. Could be the person you met. This person you met them in June. Or June's going to be a significant month for somebody when it comes to money, right? There's also something here, as I said before, and it keeps coming up about addiction, right? An addiction that caused a very painful ending in your life, right? Recovery. Somebody underestimated how powerful your comeback story was going to be. Because a lot of you really battled demons, guys. Look at this. I can't make this up. You really battled demons, right? You did. Real demons. Some of you had addictions. Nobody, like I said before, nobody knew about these addictions. Nobody knew what you were doing to numb your pain, numb your financial hardship, numb the fact that your kid didn't have clothes, that your kid was hungry last night. Nobody knew about this. Right? They watched, but they acted like they didn't know. Right? Some of you were self-medicating just to not feel that. Look at this. Guys, what I can say right now is you're stepping into an era of wealth where not only are you going to be celebrated, are you going to be around people who are celebrating your home, your marriage, your partnership, your community. But not only that, Spirit, for those who are single, Spirit is coming in with a brand new offer of love, and a cup that's overflowing. There's somebody here that's overflowing with feelings for you. They don't sleep at night thinking about you. They're anxious, they're depressed, they're worried, they're having nightmares, right? They feel hopeless because they know judgment's here. They know the days are over of them backstabbing you, gossiping about you behind your back, right? They would intentionally speak ill of you, knowing you were the Empress, right? You nurtured them, you cared for them, you fed them, you took care of them. And they still allowed these third parties to come and interfere in what you guys shared. Remember that. These people are watching you now. A lot. They're watching you now. Right? There's a king of wands here. Fire could be a fire sign you're dealing with. Where's my water? I think you could be dealing with fire. Somebody who's a fire sign or has a fire placement in their chart. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. This is somebody who, is a visionary. They're a natural leader. They're very sexual, right? You're completing a cycle with this person, right? And you have to make a very difficult decision to do so because, again, this person was your soulmate, right? Or this person could be ignoring the call right now because they're completing their own cycle with a third party here right now as we speak. Your person, right? Your person could be completing a cycle with a third party right now as we speak. So if they've been distant, silent, know that they're closing out a cycle. Ladies, which means don't text period. Ladies, especially. Right? Remember, guys, you're not who you were when you were in survival mode. You're not. Some of you guys you're carrying those old versions of yourself. Not willing to let them go, guys. Spirit's saying, stop it. Stop it. Let the old version go as you step into the new. You're not the person who was hurt. You're not the person who was raped. You're not the person who was kidnapped. You're not the person who was sold off as a sex slave. That's not who you identify as or with. Because your future, like I said earlier, is going to be way bigger than the lowest you've ever been to. Right? There's a transition happening as we speak. You're moving on to calmer waters. And it's happening much faster than I believe you could feel. Right? Or comprehend. Right? I see the Seven of Swords here, followed by the Eight of Wands. Guys, the Seven of Swords, yes, it's this card of deception, but I really feel you're tired of carrying other people's weight that was not aligned with who you were. Right? You're tired. You're putting the swords down. Right? Why? Because when you drop this weight, that's when speed comes in. Fast action speed. I'm talking speed like this week, next week, week after. Collective. I said it before, I'll say it again. I see incarceration here. Somebody had issues with the justice system, the legal system. Or you might be going through a legal issue, some of you. Stop identifying with that too. You're not who you are in the courtroom, in the legal... I'm telling you. And because of this legal issue, it's made you feel left out. You keep looking at what was lost. You keep looking at what was lost. You see? You're looking at all the spilled cups here. Damn, look what I lost. But there's still 2 cups standing right here. Right? There's still 2 cups that are standing. So just slow down. Look back. Look back. And for those who understand what it's like to lose freedom, you know what it's like. This experience humbled you in a way that made your spirit stronger. It made you see pain. It made you feel the pain, but it also allowed you to see that, okay, this pain could either rebuild me, or this pain could either completely, utterly destroy me permanently, mentally, physically. I'll just deteriorate. And that's your choice. That's your choice. And I feel a lot of you have chosen to turn that pain into power and transmute it. I got to reset this app. What else? Let's see here. I feel like getting the other... Something's telling me grab the other deck. Yeah. There was a big tower moment here. You're right at the edge of entering your wealthy era, guys. You're right at the edge, guys. You're right there. Spirit's begging you to stop looking back. Please stop looking back, they're saying. If you're watching this, it's because it found you. It's not because I sent put your name in here. You came across this for a reason. You're about to walk into the new era. You feel it. You know it in your bones. You know it. But it's going to require you to leave the past behind. Leave the pain behind. Leave the torment behind. Leave the trauma behind. You cannot identify with what happened to you. It doesn't matter. And I'm not diminishing your pain. But what I'm saying is, you're not the person who was raped. You're not the person who was robbed. You're not the person who was homeless. That's gone. That timeline's gone. You're in a new timeline. But this pain not only made you wise, it made you harder to manipulate. Some of you born October, right? It made you harder to manipulate. You became emotionally intelligent. Or more, that's not a word, emotionally intelligent-er. I know it's not a word, right? You became strategic. You learn how to read energy before people even come close to you. Before they speak, never mind, before they speak. You could read energy before people even arrive at your home, at your work, right? And now people could feel your authority. That's why your presence is intimidating weak people now, collective. Because your energy, like I said before, it's heavy, but the good heavy. Not negative heavy. Remember, heavy means seasoned, experienced. I said it before. It means your soul carries stories that if people were even think or hear about, they look at you and be like, how the fuck did you survive that? People can feel that when you walk into a room now. That's why some people stare at you weird. Why? Because they project onto you immediately. And you'll notice when you walk into a room, the jealous people, they always they walk around you and they try to avoid you. Right? They're jealous because they're uncomfortable around you. Why? Because your energy, your light exposes the masks, and you can't stand in front of a bright light, a hot bright light, when you're wearing a plastic mask. It's gonna melt. So they run. So they don't have it to stand in front of you. You've suffered enough to recognize fake love immediately. And now Spirit's teaching you selectiveness, how to be selective. Oh, okay, well, right, just because you've known this person 50 years, that still requires you to be selective. That doesn't mean I'm going to go, because, I've known them for, 3 decades and I just want them to be a part of my birthday or my wedding. No, why? Why? Why would I have somebody at my wedding when they were the very reason I suffered in the past? Think about that. Oh, well, they helped raise me. They were like a dad and a mom to me. Well, okay, congratulations. Get them a little mom-dad trophy, a magnet, so they can put it on your fridge. But don't put your face on it. Right? Get pictures off your social media. Right? A lot of you don't understand how much evil eye you're encountering just because of your social media. Every time somebody looks at your photo on social media, do you know how much evil eye they're projecting onto your energy? If you guys knew, you wouldn't post ever again on anything, especially children. If you're posting your kids, guys, mask, cover their face. Why do adults need to see your children on social media? Why? I won't ever get that. I won't. Why? What are you doing for my kid? What are you doing for my son? That I have to post a photo so that you can like it? I don't want you looking at my kid because I don't know your shadow. Well, I do, some people, but you may not. I don't know your shadow. I don't know what's going on through that mind of yours. And I'm not even talking about any of that perversion shit, even though it's out there. I'm talking about people who block your blessings just from looking at your photo. Because let me tell you something. As Spirit is teaching you to be selective, you can't reach this and take this if you're going to try to take everybody with you. Everybody cannot go where you're going. And some of you struggle with guilt around that. But that's my godmother, and she promised my mom before she died that, who the fuck cares? You're a homewrecker. You whatever. Stop looking for people who are committed to staying broken and committed to making sure you stay broken. Because again, these people thrive off of chaos. Somebody here was born in the winter. Somebody here, pink is a very powerful color. Somebody here was under a love spell. Right? Or you did a love spell. And one thing I'll say about that magic stuff, guys, is be careful. The little kitchen spells you guys do, and you guys think you're... I'm seeing somebody here who thinks they're a kitchen witch. You have no clue what you're doing or what you're playing with. When you put that intention out there and you don't know what the hell you're doing, you are just setting yourself up for something very dangerous. A lot of you already have. You don't need magic, baby, when you're the magic, honey. You are the magic. You don't need it. Unless you're born a master number or here on a mission, that's different. You don't need to rely on magic for love, for money. Okay? What you need to work on is removing the people that brought chaos into your life. Removing people out of your life who play victim. Grown-ass adults. Victim. Oh, well, I'm just going through trauma because... You want that energy around you? Some people only feel powerful when they're draining other people, and you don't realize that. Why is my screen messing with me? Confirmation, right? They were draining others emotionally. So some of them do it unconsciously. They don't even know they're doing it. Right? They don't even know they're doing it. And that's a fact, Spirit's saying. Some of these people don't even know they're projecting all this bad energy onto you. And a lot of these people, they enjoy that dysfunction, playing the victim, draining others. But collective, you finally stopped. You stopped volunteering yourself to be a sacrificial lamb, a sacrificial pig, whatever it is, sacrificial something. There's somebody here that regrets not protecting you. Give me more about the person on the collective's mind. Who is the person that regrets not protecting the collective? There's somebody here who regrets protecting you because they know they broke your heart. Hit that subscribe and like button, guys. There's somebody here who regrets not protecting you. And this person sees now that you were never the problem. This person's seeing now that the lies, the manipulation that was fed to them was never about you. Right? It was an orchestrated plot to bring you down. Why? Because they see the jealousy now. Right? They see the hard work that was done in secret to bring you down and break your heart. Right? This is that person on your mind. They're waking up to what it was. But it's too late because your energy has outgrown them now. And this person keeps replaying memories over and over and over and over again of you in their mind. Not mine, your mind, their mind. What was that? Collective, please. The person on the collective's mind, for whoever this message finds. I'm going to log out in 5 minutes if I don't see any more likes or comments. Right? They're watching you heal. Right? They're watching you heal from everything you've been through, and they know they contributed to putting you through. Right? And they're watching you on the verge. You're literally, the person on your mind is watching you about to take a leap of faith. And that leap of faith is taking you straight into the abundance, wealth, prosperity, miracles, manifestations coming true, love offers flying your way. They're watching. They're watching, but they can't do or say anything because they knowingly, maybe even unknowingly, maybe both, contributed to putting work into making sure you felt broken. And this was done in secret. This was a secret, covert operation to bring you down. And guess what? It failed miserably and it backfired miserably. Now they're replaying of memories of you in their mind. The way you loved. The way you defended them. The way you showed up for them. They didn't understand your value when they had access to you. Now, your absence is teaching them that karma is not revenge. No. Karma is not hatred. Karma is not consequences, collective. I'm seeing a major financial breakthrough here, guys. It's rushing in after a long season of struggle. Why? Because you manifested this after being suspended, right? After sitting in a hangman position for such a long time, right? You're viewing things different from before. And they're watching this breakthrough fall into your lap. They're watching right now. A lot of you guys survived trauma around money. You were afraid to ask. Maybe you were afraid to ask because life trained you to expect disaster. Life trained you, oh, I'm going to lose anyways. No, I'll never get that. No, I'll never get 50K. It's just, that's what you were conditioned to do. That you would never amount to somebody like that. So, chaos became familiar. The Spirit's showing me this elevation energy around you. New business opportunities. Look at that, guys. 10 of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. You can't make this up. I don't care who you are. You're elevating. This is a new business, new visibility, new support systems, new clients. Some of you guys are, look at this. This is wealth. This is generosity. This is leadership. Okay? Guys, some of you are about to completely outgrow the environment that once broke you. And the people that laughed at you while you struggled, you know what their karma is going to be? They're going to watch you become so successful from a distance. Quietly, too, because they know they crossed somebody they should have appreciated a long time ago. They should have appreciated you a long time ago. Collective. So this next, why does this keep popping up?